Hey YouTube! Okay, so before I actually start this story, I wanted to start off by letting you guys know that since I have a goal for how many subscribers and views and stuff I want to reach, to kind of help that along, I'm gonna do kind of like a little incentive, I guess. So for every threshold of subscribers that I reach, I'm gonna let you guys vote, and you're gonna tell me which character from one of my stories that you've heard that you want to meet. And I'm going to bring that person onto my channel, if they agree, of course, because some stories, they don't want their faces known for that. But I'm gonna bring them onto my channel, and they're going to basically just kind of reveal themselves. They're not gonna tell their real name, of course, but they're gonna give you, a face to put to the name, and I'll probably have them tell the story from their point of view, if anything, because I don't want them to just sit there smiling and looking weird. So, that being said, my first goal is 50 subscribers. So once I reach 50 subscribers, you guys can vote and tell me which person you want to come onto my channel and reveal themselves. And I think it's gonna be fun. So start sharing and subscribing, and let's get to it. So for this story, this one is a little more out there, I guess, because it's pretty racy. I mean, it's not a basic story. So I can't really remember a lot of it, but I'm gonna do my best. So I was at some sort of party. I really can't remember what it was. I think that it was a rooftop party of some sort, and I'm probably gonna tell that story at some point later on if it was that story. But I was at some sort of party, and I was with my boyfriend and our entire group of friends. It's a pretty big group of friends. When all of us are together, it's a solid 25, 30 of us. It's ridiculous. So I really can't remember what happened at that party at all. I can't remember most of the ride home, but what I do remember is that it was me, Q, Robbie, and Imani. And we were basically on the way home, and where I live, we had to take a train and then take a bus. But it was that hour of the morning where buses stop running, so it was we would have had to wait an hour for the next bus. No. So since the next bus would have been an hour, the four of us really didn't want to wait because it was cold. I remember that. It was really cold and we didn't want to wait. But a cab driver, he came by and told us that he would take us for $8, and it was four of us. At first I didn't understand because I was some type of intoxicated, so I was like, "Oh, it's too expensive, no thanks." And he was looking at me like, "What?" And then they explained to me no, it's $8 split between the four of us, because I thought it was $8 each, and I was like, don't nobody got money like that. But split between the four of us, it would have been cheaper than the bus. So we got into the cab and drove us to our house, and it was the four of us, and we got into my kitchen, and everyone was hungry, so we all stopped in the kitchen, and I made waffle eggs, and waffle eggs are bomb as everything. I love waffle eggs. But my dad woke up. It was probably 2 in the morning, so my dad woke up and came out into the kitchen, and he called me. So I walked to him, and he was like,
"What am I hearing?"
And I was just like,
"My friends came over."
And he was asking who was here, so I had to tell him, but he didn't know Robbie, so I had to explain the situation because guys don't stay over in my house. I mean, no, my boyfriend does, but nobody else stays over in my house. That's not a real thing. So he didn't know Robbie. It's 2 in the morning. What is this guy doing in your house? So I had to explain the situation. I don't really remember what exactly the situation was, but I knew Robbie couldn't go home. So I told him he could come over because he was dating Imani at the time, and she was going to sleep over because she always sleeps over. So I was just like, yeah, come over. So I went on my bed. After we all ate, we went back to my room. So I went on my bed. Q went on her bed. You can see the beds behind us. So that's my bed up there, right there. There we go. And that's Q's bed right there. And Robbie and Imani were on the floor. But I spread a blanket out and threw some pillows down. But anyway, that's besides the point. So after a while, like, I'm up on my bed, I'm relaxing, whatever. And after a while, I hear them like mumbling back and forth to each other. So I'm thinking, they're dating, like they're just probably like talking. Like, I talk to my boyfriend in bed all the time. Like, we just sit and talk and whatever. Like, that's, private moment, like discussing stuff, like personal heart to hearts, whatever. I didn't want to be like listening in on their conversation. So I tried to take myself to bed. I'm like in bed, laying there, trying to like fall asleep. And they're like giggling and laughing and stuff. And I'm over here like, all right, but if you don't want to be heard, like, you should get a little quieter. I didn't say that. I left it alone, but I just wanted to go to sleep. That was my goal from the moment I got into my bed. The moment I got into bed, I wanted to go to sleep. That was it. After a while, I started hearing these noises, and it was weird. I was like, whoa, because I'm just laying there, and all of a sudden, I just hear like, and I was, I was so uncomfortable. Like, I didn't know what to do, because I remember while we were on the way home, we were joking about, I thought we were joking. They were like,
oh, we're about to use your house.
And I was like,
Of course, it's whatever. Like, I don't judge, do you?
but I didn't think we were being serious. So I'm over here joking like,
Yeah, do your thing, have fun.
and they started doing their thing. And I tried to go to sleep, but I couldn't. So like, after a while, I guess they had a condom, but it broke. So they were bold. They just asked me for a new one. And I mean, I had joked with them on the train, but I mean, they were already doing whatever they were doing. So I just decided to be cool, like, not, make any bones about it, make a big deal about it. I went and got one. So they continued as I continued to try and fall asleep. And eventually I got there. Hold on, but I'm gonna skip a lot because it's really unnecessary, I promise. But they basically continued. I fell asleep eventually. So in the morning, I think Q and I woke up first. So she told me that she was awake at 1.2 and she was just as uncomfortable as me. And we just kind of sat there like, boy, what the hell? Like, what just happened? And Robbie and Imani thought that the whole thing was funny and they were like making jokes about it. And that's bold. But they were making jokes about it, and we were just kind of laughing too, because it was just like, well, it already happened, it passed, like, there's basically nothing I can do about it, because it's not like I could kick you out, but it's cold, and you don't have anywhere to go, but like, you on my floor, like, I gotta walk there, like, for a good, like, set a time afterwards. Every time I would come in my room, I would just remember, and I'd just be like, ugh. And like, if I ever wanted to like sit on the floor and do something, like, I was just like, So you best believe I sprayed the whole thing with Lysol. Like, not saying they're dirty or anything, but like, we don't do those. So at the time, I mean, I didn't get upset about it, but at the time, Imani was one of my best friends. Like, she was up there with like other people you've heard about. She, like, Justice, Q, and Jess from my other stories. Those are my best friends. Like, I love them. But Imani was right up there with them, but we're not friends anymore. And I'm gonna tell that story at some point because it's a long one. That's gonna be like a good 45-minute story. I'm trying to keep this one short. But after a couple months, like literally 3 months, Robbie and Imani broke up. And I'm going to tell you that story too, because that one is going to make you guys look at Imani all type of crazy. Like, what was wrong with you? But that was my story for today. So if you liked it, like, comment, subscribe, tell people, share it. And let's hit that subscriber count of 50, guys. But I'll see you next time with another story. And I kept this one short on purpose so you can tell your friends and watch it comfortably. So, with that, I'll see you next time. Bye, guys.